Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm with Angela Todd, who is a very well-known estate and letting agent in South Shields, member of RAN, member of quite a few organisations, and with her agency Goldfinch. Hi, Angela. Thanks for joining me today. I just want to spend no more than 10 minutes talking to you, where you share your story in the last 10 days. So, far away. When did it really hit that this was really serious?
Probably I think it was about Monday the 16th of March. I sat down in the office and thought, maybe I need to start looking at putting some of the plans Mark and I had made on hold. So yeah, I think Monday the 16th, if I'm honest, that was the kind of realization that we needed to go probably into protection mode rather than business and growth development mode.
Okay. And how did you feel?
A mixture of emotions. I think denial at first. It was, this is just being hyped up by the media. This is not actually going to happen. It's just the media doing exactly what they do. They feed the negative. And so, yeah, just I think in denial, if I'm honest.
Okay. And what was the first thing? Obviously, you went into protection mode. What did you say to your staff?
In terms of, obviously, I've spent the last 8 months analysing the business. So fortunately, we are in a pretty decent position at the moment. But I think with the terms of the teams, it was just giving them as much assurance as that we would do what we could to fight the fight and to not just help them, but ourselves, the business, and also our community. And literally, it was just all about assurance.
John Paul from Castledine has used the phrase, are your staff going to be, your colleagues going to be in the trenches with you? Talking to other agents out there, he said that certain members of staff have certainly shown their colours. Has it all been plain sailing for you?
It has, if I'm honest.
Although I have met your team, you've got a good team, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah, they're amazing, and we treat them right, and and if I'm honest, this last couple of weeks they've just they've made me cry, they've made me laugh, they've given us full support, they've been absolutely incredible. And I think we closed a branch down in November, not purely to effectively because it was for financial reasons. It was literally to allow us to grow and develop and maybe open other branches. So we didn't make any redundancies from then, but we have had 2 members of the team leave organically this year. So I'm quite pleased, but also I have worried a little bit about their future being new in other businesses. But the team that we have around us are rock solid. They've been amazing.
Have you had to furlough anyone?
Yes. We have 3 part-time ladies who have got children and heavily rely on both school and also grandparents for childcare. So I felt it was the right thing to do with them. I just felt it wasn't something I wanted them to go and into their family homes and not be able to support their family and their children with the worry of work.
And
so
how did that go down?
Absolutely fine. I explained the situation. Obviously, the government, is going to help. And I think, if nothing else, probably a weight off their mind, because we were all living in such uncertainty it wasn't even 1 day, Chris, it was 1 hour. Everything was changing on such a fast-paced time. So I think once we all had that strategy and that plan and we were able to move forward, they were absolutely amazing with it.
Okay, so you closed your office, have you, in terms of the door? Is everyone working remotely?
Yes, we're all working from different rooms in our homes, behind, safe behind closed doors. But we're still very much open to the public. And I think at the moment, doing all we can to support our sellers. We've got potential purchasers, you know, who should have been completing. We've got a couple of completions today, but they're being done within government guidelines, and you know, just supporting the landlords and the tenants out there at the minute.
Okay, I hear you had some good news that even when we went on to, you know, in the last week, you've actually got some properties away, haven't you?
Yeah, we've sale agreed so much in this last week. We've even had an auction reservation was paid yesterday, and 2 potential ones possibly today being paid. I think what we have to remember is that I worked through the last financial crash, and this is a health crisis. The financial tap has been turned on, and I feel, yes, there's going to be lots of us who will come out of this who, you know, will have something, you know, that they will suffer from these businesses, what have you, but the government they've been amazing. They've done so much for businesses, you know, up and down the country, and I think there's lots of people out there financially still will be stable beyond all of this, that will be still able to keep the property market going.
What's been your lowest point in the last 2 weeks?
Oh,
That 3 o'clock in the morning where you wake up.
that hit me, I've got to admit, Tuesday night. It was the day my husband should have been travelling home. He's in Abu Dhabi, stuck on a ship at the moment, and he was due to be flying home. We should be flying off on Monday to go and do Everest Base Camp. So this week should have been all about, you know, planning for my big 50th, my 20th wedding anniversary. And then I closed the office on Tuesday, and I didn't want to leave the office. I was like, it didn't feel right. I felt like I was deserting it. And I'm not afraid to say I bawled like a baby, if I'm honest. It just, everything, I think it was relief, because we knew we had a plan moving forward. Everything we, you know, I'd done in the 2.5 weeks to keep the business in protection mode and secure everybody. And yeah, I just now need to come to terms with and process the changes that have happened to me in my personal and professional life that's happened over the last couple of weeks. And I don't think, if I'm honest, I have really had a chance to think of that, because you look after everybody else.
So what are you doing to look after yourself? I know your husband's in Abu Dhabi, so you can use video calls and things like that. But did you have anyone to call on, friends and family?
Yes,
I mean,
I've had absolutely amazing support. I mean, I live in a very big house on my own, so there's lots of things I can be doing around the house in my spare time that we don't get normally. But yeah, I've got lots of good family and friends and work colleagues who, you know, we FaceTimed. We've got some really good positive WhatsApp groups going where coronavirus is actually being not allowed to be spoken to. We put our 3 gratitudes every day into there. So it's just, I think times like this, Chris, we need to take stock. We're all safe, we're all healthy. We all need to be here to support each other. There's not one person I don't know that is not being affected right now. And I think I've just put a thing out in the newspaper today just telling people that we're here, and my strapline was, you know, the coronavirus, you don't have to be affected, you know, you don't have to be infected to be affected, because literally, you know, there's going to be so many problems I feel that will follow this pandemic, mental health problems, financial problems, but as a whole we will bounce back. We're resilient.
what would you say to any agents watching this one final thing? What would you say to be strong and get through this?
Yeah, absolutely. Take this time to reevaluate everything in the business. Is there any changes you can do for the better to help your teams? You know, could home working in the future be something that you may be able to give that flexibility on? I've been racking my brains for probably the last 18 months on how we can offer flexibility, but when you've got an office and, you know, people are coming through the door, I still believe we need a high street agent. I'm not going to put ourselves out of business saying that. I do think customers do need that full face and one-to-one, and I think look after yourselves. Make sure that you have some selfish time. You need to look after yourself, because if you can't look after yourself, you can't look after anybody else.
Thank you for your time today, Angela. And
you're welcome. Thank you.
And if anyone wants to pick up the phone, what's your number?
It's 07866 107075. I've just put that out. I'm absolutely more than happy to help anybody.
Thank you for your time today and look after yourself.
You're welcome. You too. Thank you.